Okay. Welcome back to a little gap between episodes, but Raw Dog Soccer title is currently under revision. We may keep it, we may not, but welcome back. We're going to be reviewing the round of 16 fixtures, but also going through a little bit of a kind of preview of what we think is going to go down. But we'll be starting with our groups, going through what happened, what surprised us, what didn't. Then we'll move into the Netherlands USA game and then give our predictions for the rest of the games.
All right. I'm Casey. That
I'm Joey.
is
Yeah.
um who's enjoying the World Cup so far. It has been pretty nuts. I love how the end of the game that just ended today. I think it was Switzerland Serbia. They were like, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but they were like, and that ends their World Cup group stages here at Stadium 729 or something like that. And I just like cracked up because I was just like, of course, they built all these stadiums so
Yeah.
fast and there was no naming rights or anything like that. But I don't know why that popped in my head, but I thought it was really funny at the end of that crazy game.
Just so
But
rich
yeah,
and full of culture, all that soccer history in Qatar.
yeah, exactly. Stadium 72394. Anyways, here we are. Names up in the air. Stash is up in the air. It's in the beginning stages, so don't make fun of me.
Gross.
Yeah, we're gonna roll through these groups here. It's been really, really exciting. This tournament has been very exciting. Go USA. Who else literally shit their pants 8 different times during that last 10 minutes of the USA game? Good lord. I will be going to a bar with the American Outlaws tomorrow morning. Super pumped. So let's get to it. Let's review. There was lots of surprises,
Mhm.
lots of upsets, lots of good soccer. So we're gonna do a little review here, and then we're gonna go into the round of 16 and check that out. So Group A, Joey,
I think we all had
what do you
Netherlands
think?
first. I think it was they were the clear favorite to
Pretty on
get that
par.
that
Pretty on
first
par.
spot. And then it was kind of a toss up between Ecuador and Senegal. I chose Ecuador.
Yeah, same.
I think a lot of, and we'll get to the rest of the African teams, but I think a lot of them surprised a lot.
Yeah,
I think there was five total, and I think if I we'll get to it, but I think at least three of them qualified for the knockout stages, which is impressive. Uh, Qatar didn't really expect much from them. The very first game, that very first no call on the penalty or whatever happened, there was like match fixing that was trending on Twitter because of a VAR call or something. But no one expected them to
yeah,
get through Senegal without Mane. Very
yeah.
impressive play.
Yeah, I was on Ecuador, and to be honest, I think Ecuador got pretty unlucky. They played really well in this tournament. They scored 4 goals. They conceded some unfortunate ones as well, but I thought they did a good job. I think they could have warranted a deserve to go through, but Senegal played Senegal the same way, and they actually surprised me a little bit more. A Mane-less Senegal immediately takes that team down one notch. But I mean, the people, the forwards who were responsible for scoring goals obviously stepped up. So good for them. African teams did surprise. Asian teams really surprised.
Yeah.
But I think Netherlands is they're a really exciting team. Cody Gakpo, baby. This is Cody Gakpo's tournament. Let's see how he fares against the USA. Um, I'm really happy Qatar didn't get a single point. Get them out of here. They didn't deserve to be in this tournament anyways. They were just there because unfortunate. Well, I shouldn't say too much, but World Cup was in Qatar, so they were there and they lost
Yep.
badly. So get on out of here. Let the real boys play.
All
All
right.
right, let's move
B.
on. Group B.
Another kind of betting favorite, England. Another one of those teams where you expected them to get first. I thought they would get all 9 points. Uh, we'll get to that too on the preview of the USA Netherlands game, but USA for sure surprised me with how they played. The Wales game,
Yeah,
how we started the first half, I think surprised everyone, and the second half kind of brought us back to where we expected the US to play. However, what that 0-0 game against England, it wasn't a fluke. We deserved every bit of that draw. And then to see them to go out and attack against Iran to get the 3 points and lock in second was more than impressive.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. This, I mean, USA surprised me, but didn't surprise me as well. I thought we played really, really well, but again, it's another story of trying to get that first goal, and then right when we get that first goal, and there's 45 minutes left in the game, Greg says, okay, let's park the bus and slow the game down and just not attack anymore. And then we have what happened at the end of the USA Iran game where
And the
everyone
Wales
was
game.
shitting their pants, and the Wales game where everyone was shitting their pants for the last 20 minutes of the game. And that is just it's a little bit immature to me. I feel like we're a little bit better than that. And that's on Greg. That's straight from Greg. And I have a lot of opinions in this scenario. I'm not a super Greg hater. It's weird where my opinion is with Greg. I've been back and forth with him. I think he's a really good man manager, communicator. The team likes him. I think he's got charisma about him, which is necessary. But I don't know. It's just I just hope we can live up to be more than what we currently are. Our guys are young, and I just think that we have more talent than what Greg tells these players to do on the field in terms of instructions.
I'm thinking
that's
the US could benefit from, not scoring so early on, because you saw it in the England game. We were still attacking and still going for it because not only did the play dictate it, but also how the match was going on. But like if Netherlands gets a goal, I won't get into it, but maybe because once we scored early against Wales, it was, halftime hit.
Yeah.
We came out slow. We scored against Iran, and then we just sat back against England. We never scored, but it still allowed us to kind of have that go for it mentality.
Sure. Yeah. There's lots of different opinions here. This is what I expected. I think I had Iran and Wales switched
Same.
in my bracket, but this is pretty on par with expectations. So
actually, I had Iran third. I got that group correct.
Very nice.
There we go.
Very nice. All right, Group C.
Another group that I got exactly right, by the way.
I got this one exactly right. Nope, I had Mexico last.
I had Saudi Arabia last. Damn. Let's go. And then again, so 3 for 3 on these groups about who we thought, or everyone thought the favorite would be, got first in a way that a lot of people didn't think. The Saudi Arabia game against Argentina was, I think, 26-1 odds on Saudi Arabia going into the game. Argentina did, though, what we expected and got, back-to-back wins to close out the first place spot. Mexico, exactly what we thought, did not really come out, they were enthusiastic, but didn't have much attacking threat, and it wasn't a consistent. Poland kind of tightened things up. They weren't attacking, which is what they pretty much only had the last few games of qualifying. They tightened their defense up and kind of kept them in the games. Szczesny was insane. 2 penalty saves.
Insane.
2 penalty saves.
And see, that's one of those things where that is not an average mover going forward. Szczesny having a game like that
does two not separate mean games.
Yeah, exactly. Szczesny having man of the match performances pretty much throughout the entire group stage is not good for Poland. That's not a good thing. That is a bleak outlook when they're going up against France in the round of 16. To be honest, I feel as though this is one of the weakest groups in the entire tournament. Mexico is in shambles. Their federation, I could go on about this, but they are in absolute shambles, completely regressing. Saudi Arabia, I really like them as a team. I think they're the best Middle Eastern team.
They were surprising to watch.
Iran is also up there. It's pretty even on that front, but I like the way Saudi Arabia is coached, and they have really good chemistry. A lot of them pretty much play for the same club team anyways. So Argentina, I was pretty high on them going pretty far in this tournament. I want Messi to go far in this tournament. I really do. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't know. They've got a solid team, but I just don't think they have. It's hard to put into words. I think when they come up against other big dogs, I think they're screwed. But we'll see. Maybe I'll eat my words. I want Messi to go on and go far in this tournament. I really do. I think Poland's out in the round of 16. That's for sure. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this group. Pretty weak group, to be honest. I was really hoping Mexico didn't come out from behind and come get a.
They almost did.
Yeah. But
all right, we can move on to Group D, where I think nobody expected this second, third, and fourth place to end up how they did. Speaking of eat their own words, I had France getting out of the group. I had chose Denmark over them. I never doubted France to get out of the group. It was going to be in the knockouts where I thought they would go out. They now face a Poland, who we just talked about. Should be an easy game for them, but again, we'll get onto that. Australia, the Australia's, I don't know what's a bigger surprise, them getting through to second or Denmark not even finding a spot and getting
Yeah.
knocked out this early.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, this is Mbappe's tournament, guys.
Mhm.
Like he is going off, and he's going to continue to do so. I think Poland is absolutely fucked. Like
It's crazy how France can just overload the right side and then just, okay, Mbappe's hands up. He's
Yeah.
open out left, 30 yards of space. No one's marking him.
Nobody can mark him. Nobody can play against Mbappe. It's crazy. Australia, I love that the Aussies made it through.
Mhm.
I had Denmark. I was all okay. And just as an overall thought, I think it was for the bracket challenge. I think it was a popular pick to have Denmark upsetting this group and going in first. I mean, Denmark had a really solid Euro turnout. They've had really solid World Cup qualifying turnouts. Like they're a solid team. They fell apart. They fell apart in this
One
tournament.
goal scored.
Yeah, they completely fell apart, and that was very surprising to a lot of people. I think it was actually a pretty popular kind of quote unquote
At least second
upset
place.
pick.
Well, at least second place.
Yeah, to have them qualifying, but I bet even a lot of people who are fairly knowledgeable about soccer and followed it for a while put Denmark in front here at number one because they beat France like earlier this year. I mean,
I got all four picks wrong.
Also, Tunisia surprised me. I liked the way that they were playing. I really liked the way they were playing. Unfortunate. I'm really
scored and conceded.
Yeah. The chances they were creating, I think, is what I'm getting at. But I'm happy Australia's in. I'm very happy Australia's in. I kind of hope they knock out Argentina, but part of me is like, no, don't let them.
You just want chaos.
I just want chaos. I love chaos. So.
And then moving on to another group to where
I love this group. Craziest group in the tournament.
Now, Casey and I don't know about him and his bracket. I didn't pick Japan, but we both were like low key, like Japan, low key. But I had Spain first, Germany second. One of those two, I think, was probably in terms of, again, the gambling odds we're going to be favorites to find that one spot. Part of it surprising Germany got knocked out. There's other parts where it's not that surprising. They have not been good internationally in quite some time, but congrats on Japan. They played their game, probably the most cohesive team, no ego, which is something we touched on the preview of the whole World Cup episode, but a lot of those teams that just played their style of play. And I don't know if it was just the last game, or if it was all three group stage games combined, but they had 17% possession.
Yeah.
And still found a way to get 6 points.
Yeah. Yeah, Japan, and I want to give a shout out to Japan's coach. I mean, the players obviously did their part. Amazing applaud for the Japanese.
I feel like he was making subs like no other, like at halftime. Like
perfect subs. He was making the most perfect game management changes that you can see from a coach. And it was excellent, and they never gave up. They came back from behind in both of their wins. They were down at halftime in both of their wins and came back and won those games. That is a coach's substitutions changing the game. Shout out to him. We've all seen the videos of all of their fans cleaning up around the stadiums after the games. Absolute props to Japan. Yeah. Super happy for them. I believe in my bracket, I had Germany first, Spain second. So at least I got Spain right. Costa Rica, tough, was always going to happen. Yeah. You guys had fairy tale in the last World Cup where you made it to the round of 16.
That was great for the neutrals. that was great for the neutral soccer fan to kind of watch, because you don't know which game to watch, and 1 second Rica's up for 2-1 against Germany. Like, oh, I'll watch that game, and then they see Germany go and score 3 goals. So that was a good one for the neutrals.
Yeah, I think the end all be all for this group is Germany. Get your shit together. Applaud Japan. That's pretty much what we got here.
Whoever that Dortmund guy, that striker, that young guy, hopefully he's world class by the next big tournament, because they just need someone up top. They need because it's just too fluid. There's it's like Musiala is up there, Muller's up there, Havertz, like no one's. It's just too fluid.
Imagine if Haaland was German. Yeah. Good Lord.
Imagine if any world class striker was German. But we can
move
on to the group F. And again,
competitive group,
another surprise, and I don't know if there is a clear cut going into the tournament, because we've had the Argentina, the Netherlands, all of these, but I don't know if it might have been a toss up between Croatia and Belgium. I think within our friend group, it definitely was like a Croatia was expected to
Yeah,
get
I had
first,
Croatia first.
but I think obviously the surprise of this group was Morocco,
Yeah, yeah,
only
Morocco.
allowing one goal throughout group stage game. Ziyech being a huge differential in
Yeah.
terms of the kind of your player of the tournament at awards, but as
And he's
well
got to
as
get a big move, man. He's got to get a big move.
he's going to a huge club. He's leaving the
Yeah.
Dutch like, oh wait, that already happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Belgium, man.
Same as Germany. It's a surprise they didn't get in, but also a surprise that they didn't.
Yeah, it's just
Or surprise that they, what do you know what I mean?
it's tough. I mean, and again, and so in our preview, I said these words specifically about Belgium. There's all this stuff in the Belgian media and in the news where this is Belgium's last chance for a World Cup. This is their final chance. Like our golden generation is getting old, and like all of these comments, and that is not helpful. If you are a Belgian fan and part of the Belgian media and you are saying stuff like this, that is not helpful for a team's mentality at all. And guess what? It showed. I had Belgium not making out of the group because there was too much pressure. There's too much pressure on them for this last golden generation. Yeah, I had Belgium in third.
Props.
I had Croatia first and Canada second and Morocco last. So don't give me too much props. But yeah, I had Belgium not making it out here, and it showed. I mean, they had a solid squad, and then all this stuff coming out in the news where some of the players are getting in fits because they're like, oh, I guess, and I guarantee you, it was just the English translation being wrong. Don't look if you know what I'm talking about, where it was Kevin De Bruyne and I think
Courtois.
Toby
And Vertonghen.
Vertonghen, that's right. Where they were saying, oh, we couldn't attack because we were too old, or that was lost in English translation. Do not look too much into that. They were not getting at each other. I don't think there was anything, attacking in that at all. But there you go. I mean, even the players have it in their head. It's like, oh, they all think that we're the last golden generation that will never have a chance at a World Cup again. So that kind of pressure is unhealthy. It is unhealthy. So
and also things should have ended like they didn't play well the first few games, but Lukaku missing those 3 chances at the end.
Oh my God.
This should have been different. So like, yes, they crashed out, but it was because they got dominated every game.
On r/soccer circle jerk, there was a compilation of all of those misses, and it would zoom in and deep fry Lukaku's like his face that he would make after every miss. He'd be like,
and then just deep fry.
And just like look, and they would just like deep fry it every time. It was fucking golden. Yeah, that's crazy. Lukaku is in a weird state,
especially
right
when you have Belgium team total over 1.5. It's so crazy. So crazy.
That's super crazy.
All right, we can move on to Group G.
Yeah, let's do it.
Get these 2 groups knocked out. We've got Brazil. So again, one of these kind of betting favorites you would expect to be in first place. They got it. Their loss. Oh, they lost today. Yeah, it was because they rested everybody and Cameroon got a point. Shout out our 3 points.
Still kind of worried about that, by the way. Can we talk about that?
Well, yeah, I mean Neymar is injured, but let me just go through. I personally had Serbia second. For me, it was a flip between Serbia and Switzerland. Switzerland dominated this game today, and what a game it was to watch. A lot of not only like soccer rivals in terms of the last World Cup, but also just a historic geographic rivalry between the 2 nations. But yeah, please go ahead and talk about Brazil. I mean, they did a great game. Rotate, and there is worries that now Neymar won't even play again. So
yeah,
they are definitely concerned.
And actually, the I think it was Stu Holden and John Strong maybe, but they were talking about it on one of the games that aired today when they were talking about this group in Brazil, and they were like, it was basically the importance of Neymar, and it was interesting to me because even Brazil's B team, I would expect could win the World Cup, like all over. Like that's how deep this Brazilian team is. They should be competitive to be winning the World Cup, even with their B team. And now there's questions where it's like, how important is Neymar? This 1-0 loss to Cameroon is pretty worrying because I don't know. It's just unexpected. I would still think that all of Brazil's B team and their depth should still be dominant, like absolutely dominating games.
I will play devil's advocate. Well, really quick, who were their front three today? It was Gabriel Jesus up top, and then
Jesus, Martinelli, and Rafinha, I think.
Okay, hold on. So like, there's technology that exists. So I'm sure all of the Brazil coaching staff knew the score
Antony,
of this.
not Rafinha, and
Okay.
Rodrigo as well.
That's right.
Sorry.
Knew everyone, like Brazil went in that game where they go, we can obviously win or we can draw and like kind of lose this game and still lock in first place.
Sure.
So I will play devil's advocate. And like I said, with the coaching staff, and once they saw Serbia was losing to Switzerland, and like even with the Switzerland win, like they would still most likely go through. So I will play devil's advocate. Definitely was a look ahead game. Make sure everyone was staying healthy. All of their stuff.
Sure. That's totally fair.
Because even though they have this depth, it's not like all of these Brazil players play together a lot besides in training. So
that's a good point.
People like they have these low games and sometimes they can't get that chemistry back and play well that next game back. So, but I think they'll be able to get up for the fucking World Cup.
Yeah,
but I understand what you're coming from though.
I agree. I mean, just you get a yellow card, you get a yellow card, you get a yellow card. That Switzerland Serbia game was fucking amazing, man. Switzerland surprised me here. I had Serbia going second. I thought Serbia was a really good dark horse, and they scored the most goals in the group. They also conceded the most goals in the group. So it's it is what it is. I think they have still a really exciting team. Cameroon surprised me as well. African teams coming out of nowhere, just being competitive. I think this group is good going forward. I think Brazil, South Korea, that's gonna be a doozy of a game. We'll see. All right, let's move on from that. There's so many unknowns in that going forward in that one. All right, last group.
Yep. Portugal again, another group favorite. They locked in that first spot. South Korea, definitely the surprise here. I got 10 minutes left. Damn, we kind of took a little longer on that one than we expected to. Portugal, like I said, expected to win that. I personally had Uruguay going second. I almost got this correct because I had South Korea third, Ghana fourth, but I didn't get to watch the game, but I was told that Uruguay basically started to park the bus and not go for that third goal. I guess they just didn't expect South Korea.
They weren't parking the bus, but you could tell they were physically exhausted. Like it wasn't a mode of parking the bus. They were attacking, but it became a thing of body language where it was like a ball would fly over and someone was making a 30-yard sprint and they like could barely not get that first touch and it would go out of bounds and then they'd just be like that kind of deal. I don't think it was them parking the bus at all. They were trying, but I mean, South Korea is a physical, run-heavy team, so overall frustrating. Cavani pushing over the VAR TV in the locker room tunnel. They were going at it with the referee after the game. Crazy game. I don't think Uruguay deserved to be going through here. I think South Korea definitely did.
It was great to see Son make that long run and get that final assist. It was
that little pass was so Sonny. It was so classic Sonny. Just beautiful, intelligent soccer.
Because was it Huang who got the goal? I forget who it was, but it allowed him just to allowed him to get off the shoulder to the defender and just like almost hit it first time.
It was also a nutmeg pass.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Didn't give
soccer IQ through the roof for Sonny.
Kept the goal in the net, gave Huang the space he needed just to get some, but threw it in by and just love some last game, last group. Perfect way to end the group stage games. Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a quick pause. I'm actually gonna pause it here because we only have a few minutes left, and then when you get back to it, we'll go through these predictions and then the USA Netherlands game. All right.